everybody. So I've decided that I'm going to do a second video tonight, and I've decided that I'm going to do it on my present foundation that I use and absolutely am really loving, and it is the Chanel Vitalumiere, and there it is right there, and I use it in the cool beige. I think it says intensity 1.8. So this has an SPF of 15, and for anybody that watched my previous video, you know how important I think SPF is. Something that I'm not sure that I mentioned, but if I did, I'll mention it again, is that if you use a product that has SPF 10 in it, and then you use another product on your face that has SPF 15 in it, you are not getting a value of SPF 25. You don't add the numbers together. The rule of thumb is that whatever the highest SPF is that you're using in your product, that's the maximum amount of protection that you're getting. So if you only use this, you're only getting an SPF of 15. Now I really like this because I find for more mature and drier skin, it's a really nice coverage. And I also like the fact that it's probably sheer to medium coverage. I assume you can build it up a little bit, but I haven't tried it because I like the lighter coverages. I don't have a tremendous amount of discoloration in my face, so I find that if I use a sheerer foundation, it's actually a little bit more youthful on my skin. So I'll show you what the color is. I don't know if you can, maybe if I do it here it might be. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think that you can see it that well, but it's really a nice match to my skin tone. And what I do for concealer is I purchased this Glominerals in beige medium, and I originally purchased it to use it as foundation, but I find that no matter how many different pressed powders or foundations that I use, I find them to get a little bit drying and sort of cakey on me, although this is definitely one of the best. And I still can use it as a foundation if I really, really hydrate my skin well. But if my skin is a little bit on the drier side because, you know, it's winter now where we are, and with the heating and everything, it tends to get drier, then I really don't like it as much. But what I do love it for is I use it as my concealer. And this, here, I'll just show you what you can see what the color is. This is just, I find it to be great. It sort of sets in the areas that I need, and I'll just take, like I have this small little brush from Bare Ceuticals, I think it's called, and I'll just lightly touch it to wherever I think I might have a little blemish or a discoloration of sorts, maybe a little bit in the lines. And I've even used it under my eyes, which I find it just sits, it's very light, it absorbs very nicely, and I don't seem to get that same type of cakey feeling that I get when I use it just on its own. So that's currently what I'm using. What I do, since I have makeup on already and I won't put it on at this time, is when I use the Vitalumiere, I use it with the Sigma SS197 brush, which is this brush. It's really, really soft. Oh my gosh, it's one of the softest brushes that I've felt. Let me see if you can sort of see it that way. And what I do is I take the product and I put it on the back of my hand to warm it, and then I stipple some of the makeup into the brush, and the first thing that I do is, I'll just put that over here and just sort of do this without actually doing it, is I stipple it all over whatever side I'm starting with first, and I make sure to get it down near my neckline, and then I gently start to buff it. And I find that, sometimes when I turn it a little bit sideways so that the side part of the brush goes into the area of the nose and through the eye. This is really a nice size, even though it might take you a little bit longer because it's a smaller brush. I find as I go through that it really gives a very soft, nice, even coverage to the face. And then of course I go, and again I'm just doing this to show you what I do, I'm not doing this as an actual tutorial, I can do that at another time. I go back and pick up more product and then continue on to the other side of my face, doing the same process and the same buffing process. I find that the more that you buff, the better the consistency is on your face, and you can see I have a very nice sheer kind of foundation coverage. Now what I do if I'm in a rush also, I'll even actually go into my brush, swirl around the same brush into my blusher and blush out. And then if I'm really in a rush, I might even use it just for the end and do a little contouring with a darker contouring color blush. And then again, anywhere that I find that I've got a little bit extra shine or doesn't seem to be going in as smoothly as I want, I buff it out. Make sure you have a hairline, of course, so that you don't have any marks, and always make sure that you buff down into the chin line, into the neck, so that you don't get that, which I'm getting now from the glare of the light, but generally that you don't get when you put on your foundation. So that's it for the Vitalumiere. Absolutely love it. Currently it's my favorite foundation. I will tell you that if I'm really in a rush, I have been known to use it, put on with my fingers, which I find the application actually to be pretty nice also. I rub it together this way just to get it on my fingertips and gently pat it in, get it around the nose and the whole area, and then I just sort of wipe it out this way. I find that it's pretty, if you don't have a lot of discoloration on your face, it's really good to underuse a product rather than overuse a product. And by that I mean that I find that in the areas where I have like maybe the most redness or the lines around my nose, if I do the foundation and then bring it out this way, either when I'm putting it on with my fingers or if I'm using it with a brush, and sort of bring it out as I'm bringing it on and then buff it around, I don't need to use as much product. And besides not using as much product, what you get is you get the coverage where you need it in this part of your face, and a lighter coverage out that way where you generally don't seem to need it, unless you have, acne in that area, some discoloration, but I don't seem to need it as much here, and especially where I'm constantly either have my hair flipped forward, or if I'm, talking on the phone or something, or I'll be flipping it back, and especially talking on the phone, I don't seem to get as much makeup onto the phone from my face. I find that that's another great way to apply the foundation. So again, it's the Vitalumiere. I have it in the cool beige, and I follow up and use as my concealer the Glominerals in beige medium. And I find that, by the way, that a little bit darker than my foundation is better than lighter, because my foundation is so light that if I want even lighter on a concealer, I think it doesn't blend in as well. And that's it for tonight. Thanks very much. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye.